It's about 4 hours later. That did not go to plan. So guys, there you have it. That is a big blow to this build already, and we've only just started. It's been a very, very stressful day. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to another episode from, you guessed it, Salvage Nation. If you're new to Salvage Nation, what we do is we get cars like this, and we fix them up and we bring them back from the brink of destruction. That's my MO, that's what we do here. So if you're new here, please go down below, press subscribe, and make sure your bell notifications are on. Trying to get to 10K. It is free, absolutely free. It doesn't cost you a penny, and it's a really easy way to support the channel. So if you're new here, go down below and press subscribe. I've got a really late start today. Right now, it's just gone 12 o'clock. Normally I like to start around 6, but it was a late night last night. I was live, I was chatting with you guys on the video whilst I was filming. So it was nice to chat to all of you guys. Bimmer Flex, I can't even remember the others, mate, but all of you guys who I was chatting to, nice one for that. Thanks for the feedback. But I woke up this morning, I was so tired, I forgot my trusty little bag. And in this bag, this is where I keep my Carly adapter, and this is where I keep all my car keys as well for all the different cars. And I got all the way down to the unit and I forgot it. I had to drive an hour and a half back, and then an hour and a half back again. So I am knackered, but I want to get this car done. And in order to get it done, I've got to get it going first. So today's the day we're going to get it going. So the plan for today is we're back on my 2012 Mark 6 Golf R. This car, listen, the damage looks bad, but I've been chomping at the bit to get stuck into the damage, and we're going to be doing that today. I hope you enjoyed the last video where we took delivery of the car and I showed you around the car just in brief and showed you the damage. Well, in today's episode, I need to get the car down to Akil's garage. We're going to pull it inside and we're going to start to strip it down and really look into this damage a little bit more. Since the last video, I've done a few things off camera, so that's where we're going to start. I'm going to show you that. Let's check it out. So the first thing I had to change was the car wasn't rolling because of this wishbone. Now, I jacked up the car and it looked pretty okay, it looked fine. But then, after further inspection, have a look at this, guys. Look at that crazy bow. Can you see that? So that's why the wheel was touching on the frame and the car wasn't rolling. And it took us 2 hours to get the car off of the truck. So yeah, guys, that's the first thing I had to do, which was change out the wishbone. Moving on, the next thing I had to change was my fuse box, because the old fuse box was completely broken. But another thing that I've realized is, so the fuse box, if you look under there, the fuse box has got 2 plugs, one plug at the back and another plug here. And it looks like someone's twisted them all up, but these are all the positives from the fuse box. And it seems like this goes to the water pump and some other bits. So I'm gonna have to go and try to source a second plug, and then I'm gonna join that up. When I did the diagnostics with my Carly adapter, and guys, this is a sponsored video by Carly. So if you want to get a super fast and super quick diagnostic, coding and vehicle checking tool, check out Carly, use the link down below. And if you use the code Salvage Nation, you get 10% off your purchase. But I used my Carly diagnostic reader and I used the app, and it told me that the car is not communicating with the transmission module. So I want to show you that as well. If you have a look down in there somewhere, I know that that's the gearbox and the plug is right there. And if you look at that chassis leg is gone that way. I'm really scared, guys, but I don't even know what to say, but I'm expecting to see some damage down in there with the plugs and the sockets to the gearbox. And I'm hoping that it's not too bad, because there's several codes with several different modules that says they're not communicating with the gearbox module. So yeah, before we do any of that, I've got my tow truck guy coming down. He's going to transfer the car because it's not starting, it's not running. It's only around the corner, but I don't want to take any risks. So we're going to get the car towed from around the back up to Akil's garage, get it inside, and then we can start to tear down. So let's continue. Right guys, so we've made it to Akil's. However, it's about 4 hours later. That did not go to plan. So we got the car loaded up. The driver that we use, that was the only guy that was available, is Saturday in the middle of London. Everyone's out of London doing jobs. He's got quite an old school recovery truck. And today's plan was to strip down, find the damage and potentially start to fix things, but we've even caused more damage. And on top of that, we found some extra hidden damage that the car was having with the chassis legs. So it's looking like it's going to be a removal of the engine. If you watch my BMW E92 build, I had to remove the engine on that build, and I was hoping that I didn't have to do it on this. I knew it was quite bad, but I was hoping that we can get away with not removing the engine. But it's kind of dampened my spirits a bit. But this is what we do at Salvage Nation, guys. We keep it moving. And I always say that that's my slogan, keep it moving. So I have no choice. But when we were removing the car, something happened, and the boom on the recovery truck nipped the oil sump, and the oil sump has given way, and all the oil from the car came out. So luckily the car's not starting. Like I said, I put the car onto my car adapter, and it's come out and everything. The steering wheel, the engine ECU, they're all reporting that there's no communication with the transmission control module. So we had a check, and I'll show it to you in a second actually. So it's best if I show you instead of just talking. So yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a little update. The plan is I'm gonna show you this damage now that we found on the connector for the transmission module. After that, we're gonna start to tear down the front end. I'm gonna just put it on a time lapse, guys, because I'm really not feeling it right now. But it's getting quite late. It's about 5 o'clock on a Saturday night, and we're getting ready to go. But I want to tear down the front end a little bit to see if we can access this TCU connector. So let's continue. First of all, guys, look at that chassis leg. That chassis leg is over there. It's meant to be like right here. So look how far that has gone that way, and vice versa. With this side, it's literally torn at the seams right here, pushed the whole entire front end that way. Excuse me for the noise, we're literally on the busy street because we can't get the car started to drive it in the garage. So for now, we're gonna have to work on it here. So this is what we found, guys. Apart from the really bad chassis damage, and because it's gone so far that way, if you try to pull it without heating it, the metal could get brittle and crack under the stress. Whereas if you heat it, it becomes a lot more maneuverable, and you can literally maneuver the metal once it's heated a lot better and a lot safer. But more importantly, have a look. I don't know if you guys can see that plug right there. That is the plug connector for the TCU, the transmission control module. And if you look right there, you can see some open pins. I'll try to zoom as far as I can. Right there, those little silver things right there, that is the connector pins for the transmission control module. That means that they're either out of place or they're broken. So there's no communication with the transmission module and the rest of the car. And because of that, the car doesn't know that the gear is in neutral, so it won't permit engine starting. And that's it. There's no other fault codes that will prevent engine starting. We've used my Carly to clear the crash data. So that's another thing, guys. You can use Carly to clear crash data. You can use Carly to clear, it's literally all you can do, Diagnostic Tool. So don't forget, if you want to buy a Carly Diagnostic adapter, click the link in the description below and use code SALVAGENATION and you get 10% off. So we're not going to be removing the crash bar. We're going to try to remove the rad pack by disconnecting all the hoses, taking out everything from down below. We're going to take all of the junk off. If I take the front slam panel off completely, including the crash bar, before we pull it, there's no chance of getting it back on, and we wouldn't be able to pull everything in one go. Have a look, because it's connected on that side, it's connected on that side. If we leave it connected, once we put it on the pulling machine, we'll be able to clamp it here, for example, and pull both of them at the same time. So enough blabbing, I'll put you on a time lapse, start to tear down this front end and see what other damage we can find. Right guys, so have a look. I've just taken off that coolant pipe and there's still a lot of coolant in the radiator, so that's another good sign that the rad pack is good. Have a look. It's almost straight as an arrow. It's just there. The fan cowl housing has got a bit of a crack and it's a little bit bent right there, but I'm happy with the rads. And yeah, just literally took that off and a whole bunch of water just came out, so that tells me that the rad pack is right. That's what I thought. It's very tight because everything's basically out of place, but we're gonna continue working away, trying to get the rads out, trying to get everything torn down on the end and see what we can come up with. Let's continue. Oh yeah, if you're watching this and you're not subscribed, make sure you smash that subscribe button. It's a free and easy way to support the channel, and make sure your bell notifications are on. And last thing, go buy a Carly app. Use Salvage Nation as your code and you'll get 10% off. Let's continue. So guys, these are the charge pipes for the intercooler. The intercooler is built into the rad pack, and the intercooler cools down the air from the turbo, because this car is the TSI, it's turbocharged. So these are really, really well secured, and it's giving me nightmares because it's all compact and compressed and tight. It's giving me nightmares to get this off, but I need to figure out a way of getting it off. I've loosened up this number 8 nut, but it's just not coming. There you go. A little bit of oil in your intercooler pipes, that's normal. Rad pipe is off. Make sure you always keep these retainer clips. When you lose these, they're ball ache to find. I just need to remove these radiator pipes for the coolant, for the AC, the AC radiator pipes. I'm a little bit nervous because if everything else is holding water, then maybe these are holding gas. So to test that, I'm gonna just do a quick test to see if there's any gas in the AC system. And the way I do that is if I can try to find the high and the low nozzles, but I can't find them. Here they are. So this should be the low pressure, that should be the high pressure, or vice versa. I think this is the low pressure actually, and this is the high pressure. So the way you test is take the cap off, get a screwdriver, and be careful. Look at that, guys. The AC system is still fully charged. So once again, that tells me that the AC system has no leaks, so my AC rads are all right as well. That is a result. That is an absolute result. I'm gonna see if I can salvage this gas, because AC gas is very expensive and I would love to salvage that. So let me look into that. So guys, that was some tiring work, but check this out. My rad pack is okay, but I wasn't as fortunate with my fans. Have a look at that. There's no salvaging those, but I'm happy with the result. All I need to do is remove these 4 screws and buy a replacement fan. I'm sure I can copy the part numbers off this one and I'll get a replacement fan. But have a look, my rad pack is okay. My radiator, it's got some damage, but I know it's not leaking because there's a high pressure in the system, or was a high pressure in the system. Right, now we can see some more damage. Have a look. Now we're getting down to the nitty gritty of what's going on. I'm happy with what I'm seeing so far. There's nothing too crazy at the moment. This charge pipe, I need to buy a replacement, because if you look at the back, it's completely busted all around the back right there. But guys, what I'm really interested in is down in this corner. This is the black area right there. That's the gearbox. That's the DSG gearbox. It's connected to the engine over there. And somewhere here, there's a connector that's gone into the gearbox and it's broken, and there's no communication with the gearbox. I'm gonna try to remove some of this stuff, see if I can gain access to that connector. If I can gain access to that and I can somehow repair it, then maybe we can get the car to start. This dropped down last night whilst I was taking everything apart, so I'm always happy to find that. Leave it at the top. So guys, this is what I'm trying to get to. Once again, if you look right there, that is the input. I don't know if you can see that. I can see it shaking. It's not plugged in. I don't think the gearbox is broken. However, I need to gain access to plug it in. Look at this guy. There he is. He says I'm a specialist, guys. Am I a specialist? Anyway, back to this. I need to try to gain access to that, but we need to get the car pulled. But I can't get the car pulled unless I can get it started. I need access to that. It's headache. Gotta find a way. Getting a little bit closer. And that's the gearbox wire right there. Have a look at that. Guys, take a look at that. Can you see those silver prongs? That is the input for the gearbox. I've just managed to remove the cover. Now I need to try to get it out safely and see if I can straighten those pins, pop it back on and see if the car responds. So guys, look at that. That is the hidden damage that this car was hiding. Apart from the severity of the chassis leg, this is my connector for the gearbox. Have a look. The connector have completely snapped off. Have a look at this. You're meant to be able to twist, and this is actually going to come out. But it's not working. Yeah, so have a look. It's meant to unlock like that, and this is the bit that's actually snapped off. I'm gonna have to figure out how to fix this if I've got a chance of getting this car to start again. The alternative, if I can't fix this, is I'm gonna have to buy a new gearbox, and a DSG gearbox is not gonna be cheap. So I'm gonna have to figure out a way of fixing this. I've seen a few companies that can refurbish them, so I'm gonna ask a few questions. So guys, there you have it. That is a big blow to this build already, and we've only just started. That is the connector for this DSG gearbox. It can't communicate with the rest of the car because that's the socket right there, and it's completely busted. If anyone out there knows of any companies, or if you can repair the connector on a DSG gearbox, let me know. Get in touch, drop a comment down below, or drop me a message on Instagram. Yeah guys, if you're not following me on Instagram, make sure you follow me on Instagram at @salvage_nation. And if you have any information, or if you know of anyone or any companies that can repair this gearbox, connector only, I believe the gearbox is fine, it's just the connector, do get in touch and let me know. And very defeated, guys. It's been a very, very stressful day. Nothing's gone to plan, everything just went. I now need to look for a new oil sump. There's no oil in this engine, so even if we were able to fix this connector right now, we still couldn't start it because the engine oil is completely gone. It's went all over the floor. So On that bombshell, guys, this is where we're gonna end it. Remember, we're gonna have some limited merch dropping very, very soon, guys. It's gonna be all based around my BMW E92 build. I was working with a digital artist and he has recreated my BMW, and we're gonna be putting it on some shirts, some hoodies, some mugs. If you're liking the new Salvage Nation logo, we're gonna have some merch with that dropping very soon as well. So let me know what you think of that. If that is something that you'd be up for, do let me know. If you wanna buy a Carly Diagnostic Tool, click the link in the description down below and use the code Salvage Nation and you get 10% off your order. Guys, I have used the Carly on this car so far and it's been a lifesaver. So trust me, you don't wanna get stung when you're buying a used car or if you're buying another car from the auction. So consider getting a Carly car adapter. This is where we're gonna end it, guys. Stay tuned for episode 3, where we're gonna be continuing this build. And remember, at the end of this build, because it will come to an end, at the end of this build, we'll be taking this car to Germany and we're gonna be driving this car around the Nürburgring, along with all the other Salvage Nation cars, along with some of my subscribers. And we're gonna be meeting up with other subscribers over there. Salvage Nation is coming to town. So, like I always say, keep it moving and I'll see you in the next one.